Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Well. This is episode 37, Exodus, chapters 29 and 30. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol. So what do we got today?
We've made priests. That's over with.
Yep.
But now I think God is showing them how to make sacrifices.
And we are in chapter 29, kind of midway into chapter 29. And we're starting here with verse 22.
Okay.
Take the rump, fat, caul, kidneys, and right shoulder of the ram, a loaf of bread or two, and a wafer of unleavened bread.
Is a wafer of unleavened bread the little host now that you get when you go to church?
Well, that's what I picture it as being. Like the host that you get in the Catholic Church, you know, the body of Christ and all that. It's probably not like that. But similar, it is unleavened bread, and they're calling it a wafer. Sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, take all of that and put it in the hands of Aaron and his sons to wave in front of me.
So wait a second. They're not going to put it in a basket or anything. Here, you take the loaf and it is Aaron and his sons, so they're sharing.
I don't know. You'd think they would put it in some kind of container because we've got a lot of stuff there. You got the rump, the fat, the caul.
And what is a caul again? Caul again. Like it's water.
Yeah. Well, a caul is sort of a envelope around the organs, like a thin tissue thing.
Like when I eat a sausage and there's a little intestine from a sheep there.
Yeah, it's like that.
You know what? I think sometimes babies can be born in the caul.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's pretty amazing. It doesn't happen very often, but there are some famous people.
Yeah, I looked
Freud,
it up on Wikipedia, and it said that only 1 in 80,000 births are in the caul. But yeah, Sigmund Freud was one, and Joseph Smith was another.
Oh, really?
Born in the caul, yeah.
I think there's something about people thinking the babies born that way will be sailors.
Oh, I'd never heard of that.
Because they're so good in the water. Because, it's filled with water usually, the amniotic
Is that really a thing, or did you just make a little joke?
No, I think that's really a thing.
Okay.
So they're going to take the rump, the fat, the caul, the kidneys, and right shoulder of the ram and add it to a loaf of bread and the wafer?
Yeah, they are. They're gonna put that whole mess in Aaron's and his son's hand and wave it in front of God.
Oh.
It's a wave offering. This is a wave offering.
Okay, there's not very much imagination in naming the offerings or the sacrifices.
Well, I think they're pretty cool. Wave offering, and then we're gonna have.
But what is a wave offering? They're really.
I think they're waving it like it's like you're looking up at God.
Yes.
And you've got this stuff, this bloody mess in your hands, and you wave it in front of God like, look, we're doing this for you.
Okay, so like a right shoulder and kidneys.
Yeah.
Here, I'm French Canadian, and we do a lot of body part eating and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't imagine that I could ever just take it in my hands and show it to God, saying, here's the caul, like it's like an intestine of a sheep or whatever. That's what it looks like.
I think that God must be French. Because, this is something French people would like to do, I think, right?
I'll take a survey. Okay, so this is a wave offering, and there's a lot of different kinds of offerings.
Yeah.
Are we going to see another one here shortly?
Well, there's a lot of them, and we're going to cover a few of them here.
Okay.
So in verse 25, it says, after Aaron and his sons are done with the wave offering, burn the remains on the altar for a burnt offering.
Oh.
A sweet savor to me.
God does love sweet savors.
He does. And it does smell pretty nice, when
there's meat cooking.
He says that over and over and again in the Bible. I'm going to look it up and put it in notes, how many times the phrase,
a sweet savor unto the Lord.
For a sweet savor unto the Lord is said in the Bible. But it's dozens of times.
This is a burnt offering then?
It's a sweet savor to God.
Okay. Take the ram's breast and wave it for a wave offering in front of me. Another kind of offering. Yeah, if you were to take the word ram out of there, it would say, take the breast and wave it in front of me, which would be kind of funny to have a woman's breast there instead of, a ram's breast. So take a ram's breast and wave it for a wave offering in front of me. And that's kind of the same thing as it's another wave offering.
Wave offering,
it's the
yeah.
Same thing.
And then in the next verse,
sanctify the breast of the wave offering and the shoulder of the heave offering.
So another heave offering. And the heave offering is a statute forever from God.
Like it's a law. We have to do that forever and ever.
Yeah, so now we have to figure out what a heave offering might be.
Yes.
Right? We've got
like heave ho?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like in the wave offering, you just wave it in front of God.
Uh-huh.
But in the heave offering, do you throw it up in the air? Do you heave it up into the air?
And then let it like fall down on your head, or you move out of the way?
And you throw it up toward God, that's the idea.
And catch it on the way down?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't think it's ever explained what heave offering is, but it sounds like a heave where you're kind of throwing something.
Uh-huh. Okay. Take the ram and seethe its flesh in the holy place. Well, what animal did we have first? Wasn't that a ram? Take the rump of the ram. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to now braise it on the sacrifice table. Is there a fire underneath there?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't notice that. There's a grill on the altar.
Yeah.
Okay, so they seethe the meat, and then Aaron and his sons will eat the flesh of the ram and the bread in the basket by the door of the tabernacle. So they get to eat the food.
Yeah, I think that's part of the benefit of being a priest is you get to eat some of the sacrifices, at least parts of them, and that's pretty good. But it does have its drawbacks, right?
You have to eat like body parts, like caul.
Well, yes, but also you have to be careful. If you come without your bells ringing, you could be killed.
Oh, that's right.
You're not wearing breeches, you could be killed.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you drink in the holy place.
You can't drink in the holy place?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I think we've even covered that. There are some things that you don't want to do as a priest. There's some pretty strict rules, and the punishment is death.
Well, that kind of strikes me as bizarre, because in the Catholic Church, now you can have a little drink of wine along with the wafer.
Not only can you do.
You do.
Right.
So I guess they've changed the rules. It was not a statute forever.
We're going to get into a little bit of that later in this episode.
Okay. Don't allow any strangers to eat any of your animal sacrifices because they are holy. Is that the strangers are holy or the animal sacrifices are holy?
It's certainly not the strangers. The strangers are non-Hebrews. It's not like people that you don't know. It's people that aren't Hebrews, and so don't let any non-Jews eat any of your sacrifices.
Okay.
Because the sacrifices are holy.
Okay. And then burn the leftovers.
Yeah.
Don't eat them because they are holy.
Right.
Man, if I was a priest, I would be worried about what can I eat, what can't I eat, because if I eat a leftover, and I guess that's just after the meal. You can only eat during the meal.
At least it doesn't say here that you're going to be killed if you do, but don't do it.
Okay.
Don't know what the punishment is. Okay, so now we've got some daily animal sacrifices to cover. Verse 36, kill a bullock every day for a sin offering.
Okay, we're going to kill a bullock every day.
Yeah, I think this is for all the Hebrew people are going to kill one bullock every day. I don't think every Hebrew person has to kill a bullock, but it doesn't really say. It just says this is what he wants, you to kill a bullock every day for a sin offering. So since the temple was destroyed, not even the Jews are doing these sacrifices anymore. No one's doing them. And God is commanding us to kill a bullock every day. So
it was not a statute.
People should be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a statute forever, and people should be doing this. But they're not. Here's some other things. Every day, offer 2 lambs continually.
You mean, so a little calf, 2 lambs?
One in the morning and one in the evening.
Oh. Okay, so breakfast and dinner.
Right.
For the priest.
When you sacrifice the lamb, include some flour and oil and a quarter hin of wine for a drink offering. A drink offering now is another kind of offering.
Yes, it is.
And it's an offering to God. And it's a quarter hin of wine, which probably doesn't mean too much to most people, and they need to get this right.
Okay.
So when you do your drink offering, a hin is about 5 liters.
Okay, that's a bottle of wine or more.
Oh, it's way more. Oh. It's a big bottle of wine. So this is a quarter of a hin. So it's a liter and a quarter, which would be about a bottle of wine, right? Or kind of a big bottle, right? Because they're more like half that, 750 milliliters. Right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's like 2 regular-sized bottles of wine. If you're doing this for a drink offering, that's what you want to offer.
All right, so I just saw something else then.
Yeah.
So we're sacrificing a calf, 2 lambs, and then flour and oil, so that it's probably the priest who kind of say, hey, listen, I'd like mine kind of, with crumbs on it. I'll take some of the bread and so that I can batter it up a little bit. And I'd like a little bit of wine to have with it.
Yeah,
so I think whoever is writing this is writing the rules of what they want for dinner.
No, this is God's wine. If you're drinking the wine, either they're pouring this wine out for God as a sacrifice to God or a drink offering to God, or somehow they're offering it to God and God is somehow consuming it. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. So if I were a tricky priest, I would
think God drinks wine?
I don't.
There is a verse in the Bible that says that he does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
But we'll get to that later.
Sorry, God. But if I were a priest, I would say, okay, I'm pouring this out now to God, and I would have another container underneath, and then I'd put that aside for later. Yeah, I'd get in trouble there.
Yeah,
I could probably just die.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so verse 41. Sacrifice the other lamb in the evening for a sweet savor to me. This will be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations. Yeah, I don't think so. People aren't doing that anymore.
No, but when you do these sacrifices, I will meet with you and speak to you, and you will be sanctified by my glory.
Kind of a humble God we got here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll be right there, meeting with you.
Sharing the wine, I think.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Okay, chapter 30. When God continues his instructions to Moses, saying, make an altar out of shittim wood to burn incense. The altar shall be square, 1 cubit on a side, 3 cubits high. Overlay the top sides and horns with gold, and a gold crown round about. Put the incense altar in front of the veil by the ark, in front of the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with you.
I picture the mercy seat being the place that God sits when he's meeting with the people. He says he's going to meet with you. I think he sits on that. I don't know.
Behind the curtain.
And underneath the seat, below the mercy seat, is the testimony. Oh. And the testimony is the 10 Commandments, I think, which they haven't got yet. But
no. Yeah, they're going to put it there when it comes. And on either side of him, are there cherubims?
Cherubim.
Okay, and all of this is under a little tent thing that we built last time.
Right, the tabernacle.
The tabernacle.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Okay, burn sweet incense every morning and evening, perpetually throughout your generations. Ooh.
See, people should be doing this. And there are people that burn incense, but they're not doing it
in the way that they're supposed to.
No, they probably don't even have an incense altar that's to these specifications.
Mm-hmm. Don't offer any strange incense or burnt meat or drink offerings on the incense altar.
That would mess it up if you did that. See,
yes.
Because the incense altar, did they say how big it was here?
Yeah, the altar?
Yeah.
Yes, it's tall. It is 3 cubits high.
Okay, but it's only a cubit on a side.
Yeah.
So it's pretty small. Anyway, that's just for incense. So he's saying, don't do any burnt offerings or heave offerings or wave offerings on this incense thing, because that'd get it all bloody. You're just burning incense.
Yes, it would. So they probably take that off, and then they can use the whole grill of the whole altar.
Yeah, I think
to cook their meat.
Right. We have a little picture here and of the bigger altar.
Yeah, with the horns on the corners.
Yeah, right.
That have blood on their tips because they've been using it.
Yep.
And I just am looking at it. It looks like a mobile. Like you can carry it.
Yeah, it has rings with staves that go through it.
Yes, well, they must be very solid metal because...
And we didn't describe the construction of this altar very well. It
was just one little line there.
Right, but there's a whole chapter about it that we kind of just summarized.
Okay.
But by saying how big it was.
Altar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Once a year, make a sacrifice on the altar's horns. This shall be done throughout your generations. It is most holy to me.
So make a sacrifice on the horns, just hang a ram's breast or something there, or
I don't know.
A right shoulder.
Yeah.
Because they do have kind of a nice little curve to them where you can hook something on them.
Yeah, but does it say that the incense altar has horns on it?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
overlay
horns,
the top sides and horns with gold.
Huh. Okay, so it's a little altar with horns like the bigger altar, and every once in a while you're going to do a sacrifice on the horns of the incense altar, I guess. Once a year.
So what kind of incense are we burning if it's not strange incense? Because the only incense I've ever burnt is strange incense, like from India,
I think strange incense would be some kind of
local
incense that is not to God's specifications. Anything else. And I think that the instructions for making the incense is defined somewhere.
Okay, folks, that's all for today. We did want to remind you that we have beautiful music at the beginning and at the end of our podcast. And that was created by Martin Watkinson, originally from Idaho, but now lives in Portland, Oregon. It would be great if you could follow him on TikTok. He plays live often. So his name again is Martin, and then Watkinson, Watkinson. Yeah, I'm sure he would love your support.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. See you next time.
Bye-bye.